Myself, Krish, and training is my passion, and I have been into training from past 8 years in SAP at different modules. And right now, I've been working as a HANA solution architect and data scientist. And welcome to ABrilliants HANA demo session. Yesterday we have a session, and today we are continuing with the session one of SAP HANA. And I have been worked with multiple prestigious clients at different levels of position in BW and HANA area like SAP Labs, Ericsson, Volvo, Schneider, Cellular Line, Siemens HC, Spark Australia, Target America and Canada, Walmart, Volkswagen China, Volkswagen America, and right now I am into British Petroleum. And regarding my skill set, I did my PhD in ERP technologies from SAP University Bangalore, and then I have been expertise at SAP HANA and multiple areas across SAP HANA. And we'll carry out the list of topics what we are going to teach as part of the HANA class first. And I'll give an overview of architecture and then how the project should be and what are the study materials we are going to supply as part of this class. And system demo will be given as part of session 2. Okay. The list of topics would be: the course was Enterprise HANA 2.0 with Analytics and SQL. The list would be the basic introduction that deals with what are the challenges with your current landscape, how HANA is going to solve those challenges to the market, the basic database architecture, and how it will, the storage of data into the database and the different types of database engines, how it is going to handle internally, and the persistency layer, backup and recovery, and then the pattern of HANA evolution history. That is a part of introduction class, introduction chapter, and then the chapter 2 would be deployment options and implementation use cases. HANA can be deployed in 4 ways. That would be HANA platform, SAP BW on HANA. Also, now it has changed into SAP BW for HANA, SAP Business Suite on HANA, also called as SAP S4 HANA, SAP HANA Sidecar. These are the 4 ways HANA can be implemented majorly. And then the deployment options. HANA can deploy in 2 ways. One would be on-premise and second would be in a cloud. Okay. And then the licensing, cost, all those things. And the quiz would be part of your interview questions or certification questions at each chapter level. And then chapter 2. Chapter 3 would be, that is of chapter 2. Chapter 2 would be the initial setup and overview. The initial setup, these are like where you get the plugins, all those things, how you are going to install it when you joined as a new in any organization. And then the overview of the software which you have installed and how you are going to add multiple systems like your development, test and production with the instances. And then the basic steps of that schema. And then the overview of 4 major perspectives which we are going to talk about as part of the class: a modeler, administrator, developer, and web IDE modeling. And this will be a glimpse of overview, and then we will enter into a realistic course, which is data provisioning. Data provisioning is nothing but getting data into HANA from different sources. It might be SAP, non-SAP, structured data or unstructured data, any kind. We have 9 ways majorly. Few are internal, few are external, and all those 9 ways. One would be flat file loading, then SLT, is number 2. Number 3 would be SAP data services, or predominantly people used to call SAP BODS. And the 4 would be AM, enterprise information management. And 5 would be spot data access. 6 would be direct extractor connection. And smart data streaming, and then remote data synchronization. These are the 9 tools which you are going to handle. And then once we deal with 9 tools, and as part of summary, I'll give like out of 9 how and which kind of business scenarios and how you need to go for a selection of 2 to get the data. That is of your data processing summary and tool selection. And then piece 1, piece 2 would be a separate questionnaire for internal tools and external tools. Apart from these, few would be internal, few would be external. That will go through in detail as part of regular class. Okay. Then chapter 5, once you know how to get the data into HANA, then I want to give the basic of SQL, which would be required to come for a SQL HANA class. And then the SQL, the basic, whichever is required for a HANA, how SQL is going to use in HANA, and the SQL data types, join types, statements, functions for the calculated column, procedures, and then the questionnaire for SQL as part of HANA. Then information modeling. This is a basic heart of HANA Enterprise, where you do the business models. Once you get the data from different sources, then how you are going to model as per your business need. That we have 4 majorly: attribute views, analytical views, calculation views, and decision tables. And all those things from a basic and all options available as part of that creation. Decision tables and all the options. So as on today, what all the options available in the tool, I'm going to handle all those options. Kumar? Kumar? Guys, is it Srikanth alone, or like other people also have same issue? Okay. Okay. And then once model, you know, like how to do modeling in Studio, the software which you have installed on your desktop. The quiz for 1, 2, 3, 4 would be that, the 4 major parts. That's what I have given: quiz 1, 2, 3, 4 for attribute view, analytical view, calculation view, and decision table, and all its options. And then modeling using SAP HANA Web IDE. This is a kind of web through modeling without installing a software in your desktop. How you are going to model, how you are going to get a data using your web plugin. And then now you learned, you know, the introduction, you know, different kind of views, you know, like multiple ways of implementation, and how you are going to deploy, and then you know how to get the data from different sources, you know how to write a programming, the basics of SQL, and then you know how to model for how to create a business models. Now the next necessary would be that when all this done, you should know how to manage these models. That is of models management, which I kept. So we have few options as part of the tool. All those options would be dealt. create, and then reporting is the analytics. The once you have completed your business models, then business want to see the model in a different reports. Each business have their own expectation. So based on current market, I used to give few reporting. That would be, we are going to cover SAP BO Explorer, Lumira, Web Intelligence, Crystal Reports, Design Studio, and Analysis for Office. And basic setups of BOBI platform. And then now you know end-to-end flow. You know how to get the data from different sources. You know how to move, how to create a business model. You know how to maintain the models, and you know how to provide reports to business. And then now the next issue would be the performance tuning. How you need to take care of performance. That would be handled in real time. And then the transportation. Once everything is ready, then you need to move your objects which are developed at your development system from development to test, or test to quality, quality to pre-production, stage or production. How many stages you are maintaining in your case. And more predominantly, like SAP can maintain only two systems morely, a development and production, and test would be done within the development system itself. Most of the projects will maintain SAP Dev and SAP Product System, and within Dev they'll handle a separate packages for Dev and quality or test. Okay. In moreover HANA cases, this is how it should happen most of the projects. Else HANA is more costly product, people used to maintain like this. In general case, how the system would be is that a development, then test, then quality, and then stage. It depends on the company to company, they will change it. Need not mandatory to have all stages to pass. Okay, at least bare minimum development, quality, and production would be there. And this would be the major cycle which I have seen across a complete real-time life cycle. And then the minimum would be a dev, test, quality, and then prod. At least these three stages should be there in all systems. And in HANA case, people are maintaining a separate package for dev and quality within one environment. They're not maintaining three environments separately. Most of them. This is our regular life cycle will go for any real-time project. And then this would be a bare minimum how it goes with all real-time projects. Okay. And then that transport, how you are moving objects from one environment to another environment. That is what the transportation. And then modeling best practices as part of your getting data from different sources, and while you are creating your model. So what are the best practices you have to follow? That would be a completely based on my experience from first 6 to 7 years with HANA and 10 years in SAP. That the best practices with industry standards would be followed. And then the BW on HANA, more predominantly for SAP HANA, we are getting a 50% of projects which would be a replacement of SAP BW. Or we can get sometime a data from BW would be the major source. That's what like we are going to handle a BW on HANA. That would be how you are going to get a data from BW to HANA and how you are consuming HANA data into BW. That much. And the basic ideology would be handled for 1 to 2 hours here. Not a complete BW class. And then SAP HANA Live. SAP HANA Live is a standard business delivery content provided by SAP. SAP will give a pre-business delivery content for major modules, and this HANA Live I'll give like how we are going to get that content into your software and how we are going to use that HANA Live architecture, tools, and implementation, how you are going to do that. And then the knowledge session, sharing session would be a real-time project. This would be a complete course syllabus which we are going to handle. And then we'll tell those things. Should done the major things of basics as part of that. See, when you look out a detailed architecture of SAP HANA, how it would be is something like, see, we have different sources: SAP Business Suite, SAP BW, we have a business SAP Business Suite, SAP BW, there are different sources. SAP Business Suite or that would be as latest people used to call SAP S4HANA, BW or BW for HANA or any third party. Moreover, like SAP or non-SAP. And then this part would be your data provisioning, how you are getting data from multiple sources. As of now, like even though in the syllabus I have kept 9, I am just showing here 2 tools because based on the how diagram is going to fit it. And then this would be your in-memory computing, how it happens, and the design studio where you are going to model it. And then these are part of connections: SQL, MDX, and SQL and VACS, how you are going to connect for different analytics tools. This would be a realistic implementation architecture, how you are going to have it. The core technical architecture we are going to deal as part of the class, how that in-memory computing, all those things will happen. At high level, the end-to-end HANA implementation architecture would be a kind of this. This MDX, SQL or SQL or basis, these are the connections from HANA to business objects and other applications. We have multiple reporting tools, like majorly I can see in the industry now is analysis for Office, Power BI, Tableau, Spotfire, Lumira, and then regular business objects. And Design Studio is pretty much famous and the regular traditional tools as part of the business objects. Those are the reporting tools. And how you are going to connect, there would be different connection parts: SQL, RBIC, or MDX. Then this is about architecture. And then the columnar database, all these things were handled as part of session 1. And then in case of performance, HANA is a great performer as it has a core features of multi-core processing, a multi-core CPU for large memory footprint. See, earlier a CPU used to measure in front of a blade naming convention. We have a multiple blades. Later, the core processing key. So HANA can handle multi-core processing system for CPUs, even though you have like a large memory footprint. And HANA will support row and column store as traditional databases support only row store. And then the compression 5 times compression rate than the regular databases based on the granularity of the data. Then partitioning in database computing, you can partition and then analyze the large data components. Okay, and then aggregations are not required as HANA can do aggregation internally, can handle aggregation and compression internally. And non-materialized views. And then a non-materialized views would be a kind of a redundant storage. We are not going to store at any place as part of business model in HANA. We are just building a view which we can get the data from a table directly. And then real-time replication of insert only delta. As column store will be good at read, not at write. So that is the reason that to eliminate that, we have another flexibility insert only delta. We are going to write only as part of delta operations. How it will happen insert only delta we'll see as part of the class. This is for faster data loads. So I have given column for first queries and this is for faster data loads. And then now industry has multiple roles for HANA. SAP HANA Enterprise Business Analyst, who will give the requirement for developers, analyze business, get the business requirements, and then put your functional specs. All those guys. Application consultants, technical developers, security consultants, techno-functional consultant, reporting consultant, a data scientist, basis system administrator, a web application developer, ABAP SQL programmer, a solution architect, BO package solution consultant, BI consultant, data mining consultant, CRM, HANA Hadoop consultant, HANA Pico, HANA predictive analytics, HANA Android iOS app developer, HANA, all these things. And then the major customers gone live for consumer and healthcare products, manufacturing, energy, communication and media, services and technology. We have over more than 400 new HANA customers as of today. And then when you come to materials, guys, I'll pass on you certification books, which are only HA 100, HA 150, HA 300, HA 350, and HA 900, and then notes prepared by me, and then an cookbook and Introduction to HANA, book by SAP Press. These all things are going to share with you guys. Okay, the certification books, all those things. To prepare all those things. The books will be shared in a stage-wise manner, and that Kumar will explain you like how we are going to share the books. Okay, where we are keeping. Kumar will explain you. And these are the books, and a POC would be something like this. A project POC would be. This POC is nothing but a proof of concept. As you learn the concept of HANA, what would be the POC? And a business case implementation. I will show one, and I'll give as a practiced one to you, so that we can cover 2 business case implementations as part of POC. Okay, and the real-time project orientation, real-time project would be what are the phases as part of your real-time project, structure for your project phases, and the agile. So this is how we cover a complete class, a preparation of certification in parallel with all this, and then a POC with business case implementations. And this is how the session 1, the basic things of HANA has been given in session, HANA session as part of yesterday class. The details you get it from Kumar, and then from session 2 onwards, I'm going to start a studio part, start a HANA studio, where we can give the GUI presentation of a system and how it should be. Then you can get all other, when you are going, we are going to start the batch, the timings, fee, other details from Kumar. Okay. Guys, just I am unmuted all, so you can raise your hands and then ask the questions if you have any.
Hi, hi. This is Kumar speaking. I was wondering, today is the first time I attended this session. So, could you please give me the schedules and the timelines and cost of
that you can speak with Kumar, because I am not the right person to give. Just I'll open. See, I am opening the question for technical now. Questionnaire for technical.
Okay.
As I am not an admin.
Okay. So let me ask
me the technical questionnaire. Once technical questionnaire is over, I'll hand it over this session to Kumar. Okay. Kumar will explain you all the timings and other things.
So, are you going to show us how to write a SQL script and other things?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That is what the part I kept here.
How to load the hierarchies from the flat files and from the XML.
See, I'll show you. See, it should be not like a standard scientifically, like with my experience, like how much I can do with 30 to 45 hours. I'll give the core concept of all. Okay. I'll give you a flat file loading, and the SQL script would be a basic SQL script. How you are going to write is what I can, and how you are going to use that function into your calculated columns, and the one C functions and one procedure, that kind of that. And in real time, how you are going to implement the code, all those things based on your coding knowledge.
But are you going to cover the hierarchies in HANA?
Yes, hierarchies will be covered. See,
Okay.
that is part of your modeling.
Okay.
Level hierarchy, parent-child hierarchy.
Okay. And is it okay to share this syllabus, to us so
Yeah,
that we
that is
can?
there in our website. You can go and check in our website. That is
Okay.
there in our website.
Okay. So what are the things you cover?
Yes, all this presentation which I am showing you, this PDF, right?
Yeah.
This is there in our website.
Okay.
So you can go through it.
Okay.
Okay.
So whenever Kumar comes in, and would you ask
No, no,
which
no,
will?
no, 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 no. See, the session would be first technical questionnaire. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Then I leave off
Okay.
to admin questionnaire.
Okay.
So as part of admin questionnaire, once rates are over with technical questionnaire, right? You all
Yeah.
attending the today.
Yeah.
Then I'll hand it over to Kumar. So you all guys will speak about admin questionnaire.
Okay. So how long this HANA system will be up and running for us to practice?
Yeah, that also would be a Kumar question, not me.
Okay.
Technical question would be a kind of a
Does it
completely
have
a subject oriented and what all the topics I'm going to cover. Or you
does it
have
have
it.
enough data to practice it? I know that's not a admin question. Does it
No,
have
see,
enough data to
see,
practice it?
we are giving a full system to you.
Okay.
Okay. Excel files, basic Excel files, I will give you what you know, what I am doing as part of the class. And the practice data and all I will supply you.
Okay.
The basics practice data and standard SAP tables. I'll show you how to replicate and major things will be replicated and available in the system.
Okay. So
Data
you
wise, you
cover.
don't need to worry. Data
So
wise, you
you
don't need to worry. We will pass as part of class to class.
so you cover the SLT too, right?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what we are covering all the provisioning which is available as on today.
Sorry guys,
SLT
I
would
asked too
be
many questions.
no issue. See, questionnaire is open for to clarify your questions. You might ask 10 questions, no issues.
Yeah.
Because that's what you are paying and you are coming to the class. You
Yeah.
need to be clear before joining
Yeah.
what you are going to learn.
Thank you for understanding that.
Kumar, I can see you